Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today we're looking into a product you might have seen online. It's called BeeMedix Bee Venom Cream, sold on BeeMedix.com. And the claims they make are pretty huge. They're positioning it as this natural fix for, well, almost everything it seems. Joint pain, inflammation, even skin tightening and getting rid of wrinkles. They say it uses bee venom, other natural stuff, boosts circulation, rejuvenates skin, all without nasty chemicals. Plus, you see these dramatic before and afters, and they offer a 100-day money-back guarantee.
That's quite the package they're selling. So our job today for you is to try and sift through that, separate the marketing sparkle from what's really going on. And we need to look at what users are saying and if there's any actual science backing it up.
Okay, so ambition is definitely there.
Yeah.
We're just looking at the website, the way it's structured, the marketing style. It immediately throws up some, well, red flags, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely. And if you look at the data, the trust scores are not great. Scam Advisor gives it just 52 out of 100.
52. That's barely passing.
Exactly. And another site, Scam, gives it 60%. Now, a score like 52, it kind of suggests, okay, maybe you'll get something in the mail. But the site has issues, maybe privacy, maybe those guarantees are too good to be true, maybe just not enough transparency. It signals risk.
So it's not necessarily an outright scam where they just take your money,
Yeah.
but it's built like one might be.
That's a good way to put it. We did see it's been running for about 2 years. That does give it a little more weight than a site that pops up and disappears overnight.
Right, 2 years is something.
But in the world of online business, it's still very young. It feels like it's operating in that kind of gray area, maybe pushing for quick sales rather than building real long-term customer trust.
That context helps frame it.
Mm.
But let's talk about the core ingredient they push, melittin. It's found in bee venom, and there's some research on it, right? So is there any scientific basis here? How do we separate legit research from this cream?
Right. Melittin is the key thing they hang their hat on. And you're right, there are studies, small ones, usually in controlled lab settings, showing melittin can have anti-inflammatory effects. People have looked at it for things like arthritis relief. But, and this is the crucial but, those are clinical applications. We're talking specific doses, often injections, or carefully controlled topical applications under medical watch. This BeeMedix stuff, it's an over-the-counter cosmetic cream.
Okay.
We have no idea what the concentration is, how it's formulated, or crucially, how much melittin actually gets through your skin and into your body. That's bioavailability.
WebMD notes there just isn't enough solid evidence yet to say it works the way BeeMedix claims it does in this format. Taking lab research on a compound and slapping it onto a cream label is a big speculative jump.
A very big jump,
Yeah.
which makes the actual user feedback even more telling. When we looked at Trustpilot, the reviews average around, 2.5 to 3 stars out of 5? That's lukewarm at best. Lukewarm is generous. Yeah, that 2.5-star average really tells a story of unmet expectations. Some people mention they like the smell or the feel of the cream, so maybe it works okay as just a basic moisturizer.
Okay, simple cream.
But the common complaints, late shipping, problems with tracking numbers, and the big one. The product just didn't do what it promised. Didn't help the pain, didn't tighten the skin. And worse, we saw a few people reporting skin irritation, even mild allergic reactions.
And that irritation point leads directly to maybe the most worrying claim they make. They outwardly suggest the cream is gentle and safe for all skin types. And get this, they say it's safe even for people allergic to bees.
Yeah, that specific claim is where it goes beyond just aggressive marketing and becomes genuinely concerning from a safety standpoint.
How so?
Well, medically, it's just wrong and potentially dangerous. If someone has a true bee venom allergy, the kind that can cause anaphylaxis, putting a cream containing bee venom on their skin could absolutely trigger a reaction, maybe mild, maybe severe. Making a claim like that without any robust clinical testing to back it up specifically for their product is, frankly, reckless. It puts people with known allergies at real risk.
So let's pull this all together. What's the bottom line for you listening to this, thinking about maybe trying it?
Well, piecing it all together, BeeMedix seems to be a legitimate company in that, yes, they exist, they ship a product, but the whole operation seems heavily reliant on, let's say, enthusiastic marketing.
Enthusiastic is one word for it.
Uh-huh. It might function as a basic moisturizer, maybe provide some very mild surface feeling, but those dramatic results they promise. Based on the available science and what users are actually experiencing, it seems highly unlikely.
So our final advice here is pretty straightforward. If you're still curious, think of it as a gamble, a low-stakes experiment maybe. Definitely don't count on it as a proven medical treatment. If you do decide to order, use a payment method that offers protection like a credit card. Maybe just start with one jar to see. And please do a patch test on a small area of skin first, especially given those irritation reports.
And this whole situation brings up a bigger point for you to think about. What we saw here is this huge gap, right? Between potentially interesting controlled research on one specific compound blend in this case, and how it gets immediately translated into a mass market product with massive claims but little proof for that specific product. So the next time you encounter something similar, how do you personally draw the line? How do you judge when something crosses from promising science into just pure marketing hope? It's worth thinking about the evidence trail, not just the shiny promises.